like to call the meeting to order. Almighty God, you have blessed us with memory, reason, and skill. Help us to use them wisely in the service of our town government. We ask this in thy holy name, amen. We salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all for coming. Obviously, there's nobody here for a public forum. I would like a motion to approve the minutes of December 11th, our last monthly meeting.
I'll make a motion that we approve the December 11th.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried, thank you. I would also like to have a motion to approve the end of the year meeting that we had on December 26th.
I'll make a motion that we approve the December 26th minutes.
Thank you,
I'll make a motion to second that.
thank you. Is there any questions or concerns about the minutes of December 26th? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's also carried. Okay. I would like to read my yearly appointments to be approved by the board. I'd like to appoint Brian Moore as my deputy supervisor. For grants committee, it'd be Brian Moore, Rick Hunter, and Mike Tatro Jr. Water and sewer committee, it'd be Jason Bory, Brian Moore, and Mike Tatro. The highway committee, Jason Bory and Brian Moore. The building committee, Brian Moore and Clark Hurdick. Emergency preparedness committee, Rick Hunter and Clark Hurdick. Handicap discrimination, Brian Moore and Larry Barcombe. Town policy committee, Larry Barcombe and Clark Hurdick. Zoning is Jason Bory. Planning is Clark Hurdick. The landfill committee will be Jason Bory and Brian Moore. Code zoning officer will be Mike Tatro. The registrar for vital statistics, Julie Castine. The budget officer, Sarah Gagne. The harassment officer will also be Sarah Gagne. The fixed access record clerk will be Sarah Gagne. Youth director, Linda Fredette. Cable franchise, Clark Hurdick. Dog control officer, Kaylee Mills. Fire district liaison, Jason Bory. Safety officers, Mike Tatro. Board of Assessment Review, Brian Moore. Parks and Youth, Clark Hurdick and Brian Moore. Shared Services will be Jason Bory and Brian Moore. Historian is Tom Manderville. How I came about some of these, Jason, most of the committees that you were appointed to were the ones that Steve Southwick had. And then when John Birch came off for a few months, he had, so I just passed those on to you. That's how you got to be.
Sure.
And I'll explain some of those duties, some have very little duties, okay? That's how I came about those. I would like a motion to approve as presented, those appointments.
I'll make a motion to approve the appointments.
Thank you,
Second.
thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's also carried. We have to approve resolutions to review and accept the town policies for the year, the personnel committee, policy, the conflict of interest, code of ethics, sexual harassment, drug-free workplace, procurement, alcohol and drugs, safety and health, investments, disaster response, hazardous material response, and hazardous communication. We'd like to have those approved. These are available to come in and view at any time you wish, okay?
I'll make a motion that we approve the mentioned resolutions, those
Town policies?
town policies.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. we need to approve the salaries for this year. The supervisor's salary is $19,000. Council members is $6,150 each. The highway superintendent's salary is $19,305 for the elected position, $37,932 for the full-time working position. Town clerk, tax collector is $28,492. The additional duties for water and sewer clerk is $7,482. Planning and zoning clerks, $10,417. We have two justices at $33,506. Marriage officer is $1,000. The youth director, $5,431.50. The Board of Assessment Review is a total of $1,500. That is $300 each for 5 board members on that assessment review board. I would like a motion to approve the salaries as presented.
I make a motion that we approve the salaries for 2019.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's also carried. I would like to recommend that we keep our regular monthly meetings on Tuesday, at the second Tuesday of the month. The place will be here at the town hall, and it's 7 o'clock. If there's any discussion to change that date or anything, we need to do that now, but that's worked for many, many years. Okay. Could I have a motion to approve that?
I'll make a motion that the day of the week, place and time is set.
Okay.
That's dated.
Second Tuesday of the month, here at the town offices at 7 o'clock. Any questions? Those in favor?
Second day.
Okay, second. No question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's also carried. We designate the following banks as our official depositories. The Champlain National Bank, which is our primary bank. The Community Bank and TD North, Bank North. I would like the motion to approve those.
I make a motion that we approve the official depositories of the town funds.
Thank you.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. Any questions? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's also carried. We need to designate the Press Republican as our official town newspaper
I'll make that motion that we.
for advertising purposes. Thank you.
I second that.
Thank you. Any questions? Those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Opposed? That's also carried.
And one abstention.
One abstention, okay, I understand that one. I'd like to designate Matt Favreau as our official town attorney.
I make a motion that we approve the official town attorney, Matt Fowler.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's also carried. I'd like to designate Matt Farrell also as our town attorney for zoning and planning boards.
I make the motion that we approve Matt Fowler as our zoning and planning attorney.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any questions on that one? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's also carried.
He only goes if they ask him to.
Yes,
Right.
only
So
when
it's
he's
only
needed.
Once in a while, so he's not making special trips down here. Little things.
I had it here somewhere, but, we got set the reimbursement rate for mileage on town business. I did have Sarah put that up today for me, an IRS rate is 58 cents per mile is coming in. You can ask that somewhere, but it's up a penny or two.
I make a motion we approve the mileage rate reimbursement rate at 58 cents a mile.
Thank you,
I'll second the motion.
thank you. Any questions on that? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's carried. It's been our history to donate $100 each to the veteran organizations upon them submitting a voucher to us. There's 4, I believe, in the township, between the American Legions and the VFWs. Okay. I would like a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion that the town donate to the local veterans organizations upon their submission for $100 apiece.
I second that.
Thank you, thank you. Any questions on that one? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's also carried. I did find that, guys, if you wanted to read it, the mileage rate. Sarah was so nice, went on the internet, and found that in seconds for me. I'd like a motion to approve the authorization of payments in advance for audit and claims for public utilities, postage, freight, express charges, and all payroll-related deductions. These are the things that are paid during a month before a board meeting, and on your monthly meeting, you get a list of those. Okay? If I could have a motion to do that, please?
I'll make a motion that we authorize payment in advance of audit of claims for public utility services, postage, freight, express charges, and all payroll-related deductions.
Thank you.
I second that.
Any questions? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's also carried. There is no one attending our Association of Town meeting in February in New York City. There is something on the agenda, you'll see it later. It's very, very expensive for the town to do that.
Yes.
Okay. The next one here is the financial resolution as follows. In lieu of filing the town's financial report by the supervisor with the New York State Audit and Control, he is authorized instead to file a copy of his annual report given to the State Controller's Office within 60 days of the close of the financial year. And further, he forward a copy of proof for publication of said report in the official town newspaper when filing with the said Audit and Control. I'd like a motion to approve that.
I make a motion that we approve the financial resolution as stated.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's also carried. I would like an authorization, next to the post-audit resolution. Okay, this is a little different. It sounds the same, but it's a little different. Authorizing the payment in advance of audit and claims for public utility services, postage and freight. All such claims shall be presented at the next regular meeting for audit. And the claimant and the officer occurring or approving the same shall be jointly and severally liable for any amount disallowed by the town board. In other words, if me and Jane sent something out, we shouldn't have, we're liable for it. That doesn't happen, but very careful. Okay, I need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the post-audit resolution.
Okay, thank you.
Second.
Okay, any questions? If not, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Thank you for all those. Remember, strictly once a year. On the regular monthly report, we have Julie Castine's town clerk monthly report. I would like a motion to approve.
I make a motion that we approve the town clerk's monthly report.
Thank you. And do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any questions? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's also carried. The next thing is your JCO outreach monthly report. Shows the activity of the JCO here in Champlain. It's strictly for information. You'll have your planning board minutes. They're very, very interesting. You really should read those all when you get a chance. You'll find out what's going on around town, so to speak. Okay, that board approves their minutes, we do not. It's just strictly for information for us.
And just for the camera, just to note that their meetings are the first Thursday of each month at
Yes.
5:30.
Yes. Okay. We have this shared service agreement with the town of Shazy. Okay, we need to approve, this is, the agreement by which, we, have an agreement with the town of Shazy for Mickey Pinko's, position at Shazy. We subcontract Mickey's services to the village of Shazy. Okay, and
This is
I
basically the same point we had with.
pretty much the same, I believe it, at, the single page, it went up 2%,
Okay.
okay? And they understand that, but we need a motion to approve so I can sign that contract with the town.
So this shared services agreement, then, those amounts that are in part D, section D, number 1, they are going to accurately reflect this email? Because those numbers are,
Where are you, Rick, I'm sorry?
as you look at the shared services agreement,
Yes,
under the recitals,
yes,
section D, number 1,
Yes.
shared services fee.
yes,
Here they have a total sum of 14,834, but the email that follows actually indicates that it's at 15,184. Is that correct?
Well, for some reason, I don't know, she's got, the 2019 budget is 14,834. I know, it's.
I don't, and I guess I'm wondering where that amount came from, so,
That's what they've got in this agreement. is
Correct.
That amount,
right,
but I don't know what happened
okay.
for that. So,
Yeah, because even the installment payments are different, so I just inquired. I don't want
I
to
will,
come back and ask later.
I will, give a clarification.
Okay, great.
So, okay,
Should we authorize?
yes,
Upon approval.
Upon, yeah,
okay, one clarification,
clarification.
okay? Thank you, I will take care of that tomorrow, so I do need a motion to approve.
I make a motion to
Okay, thank
approve
you.
the shared services agreement upon approval.
Okay,
I'll second that.
thank you. Any questions, concerns? Other-
I'll second that pending clarification, difference in amounts.
Any other questions? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that's carried. You have your Ag and Markets Dog Control Officer's Inspection Report, which is deemed as being satisfactory. That is strictly for information, the state does that. This next one, Association Town, it's all about the upcoming Association Town Conference in February, which we do not go to, we haven't been to that in years. It's very, very expensive, we have not allocated any money in our budget for that. That's just for information. Charter Communication, are you aware of that one, Clark? Have you read that one over?
Yes, well, the only thing I can tell you is I called to speak with Kevin Egan, and he was out there, didn't answer the phone, left a message. So I had nothing to share with you about the conversation.
Apparently somebody that they buy services from is asking for a dramatic increase of 200%, you read that?
WGN,
Well,
Right.
yeah, WGN.
this is strictly for information, there's no action taken by us, okay?
So I wanted to speak with you about the concern that we discussed at the last meeting regarding hometown cable,
Yes,
and ask if I could see if I can get more information in support of what. one of the-
certainly hometown cable has been a very useful tool for
Yes.
the town of Champlain to get
Right.
information from. You know. Okay. We got a letter from New York State Teamsters Benefit Fund. They are coming in on the 24th of January to do an audit.
Mhm.
The audit period is from January 2011 to present. Okay. I will notify you, strictly for information. They are coming, we will let you know the results of that. Okay. This next one is from the Hartford, it's our insurance carrier, pertaining to the New York State paid family leave rider that we must abide by. It's a slight increase for us on our insurance policy, nothing great. You can read it over. I don't believe any action needs to be taken, it's a requirement that we maintain our insurance policy.
So our hands are tied on this thing?
Yes.
Pretty much?
Yeah.
Because that's a, $22
State mandate.
increase is a lot for some of our employees.
Yep, okay. We do have a Champlain Joint Youth Program Agreement. Jane has been working on this. This is for a one-year contract, this year only. If you read it or not, I have no problem with it.
You need a motion to approve.
Jane and
Is there
Linda, for that, work well together. I'm sure she'll work well with our new secretary also, but we need to approve. It's a joint youth program with 2 villages in the town.
I will make a motion that we approve the Champlain Joint Youth Program Agreement.
Okay? Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any questions? No. If not, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Do you remember last month we approved a complete septic company out of Vermont to do a on-the-road push for water service? Well, they backed away from the contract. Yep, don't want it tore up in front of me. In my office, they come in, I signed it, he had a disagreement with the highway superintendent, tore the contract up and left. So I need a motion, and I talked to Matt Faber on this, I need a motion to rescind the motion that we approved last month to approve was complete septic as a contract.
To rescind
Yes.
the acceptance we did with
Yes.
complete septic.
Yes.
Okay, I'll make a motion, we rescind our bid approval for complete septic. for-
That was approved in December. Okay, thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any questions? It was a disagreement. It was more involved than he bidded on, he says. But Alan says he knew what he was bidding on, so I don't wanna really get into it. But he did not wanna adhere to the contract. No sense in trying to make him do it,
No.
okay?
So
Okay.
this will go back out to bid,
Well, we had gone out for a quote. We have not gotten
or I mean for quotes?
and I did talk to the owner of that new building.
Mhm.
And does not need the water service until spring.
Okay.
So we probably will not do nothing on that until spring. It's to put, that new housing development on Route 11, have you seen it there probably? They need water pushed underneath the road, the main lines across the road. And there's 3 apartments, and it's gonna be 4 EDUs. He's agreed to pay an extra EDU, extra cost to us. They seem to be very good to work with. The shell is up, the roof is on. There's a ton of work to do, and it will not be ready for occupancy before spring, okay?
After we approved that contract, I had a conversation with code enforcement officer. And there were a couple of other factors that maybe were presented that maybe we need to reconsider or look at before we put that out for bid again. I asked the question, should we involve Mike Dicker in that process, or just go ahead and?
Well, let me say this, the quote that we have, a verbal quote, it's not even in writing. Mickey and Alan were both in on the topic of the contract, to my knowledge, okay? And the size of the line and how far onto the property it goes and all that stuff has been pretty well hammered out, okay? The quote is that, to my knowledge, now it's around $9,100, not 94 as last month's bid was. If he does it in the spring, if he has to do it now, it's a little over 13,000. And we decided that's not the best route to go, because he does not need it before spring, okay? And I did talk to the homeowner, and he's totally agreed that he will not need it before spring, okay? Okay. So there is other alternatives, let's put it that way, okay? But obviously that complex needs water, and it will get water. Okay. Did we vote on that? Oh, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rescind the
Rescind.
Okay, we sent it,
motion,
okay, that's all. Okay. The other thing we need to do tonight is the EDU updates. Brian, would you address that issue, please? Just for information, Jason, you weren't in on this. We adjusted several months ago some EDUs. I really can't tell you how many, it was 30 or 40 or more. More than that, 40 or 50. And we had to take a second look at some, let's put it that way, to justify the reason, okay? And it's a recommendation of the committee, which Brian and Rick worked very hard on, and I did somewhat with them, and
Mickey Tatro helped.
Nick Tatro helped on that also. In the name of fairness, does that be the right word?
Well, as fair as we can be, I mean, we're never
Yes.
gonna be perfect.
Right,
Well,
the ones that are highlighted on your sheets is the ones that we need to adjust, okay? Okay, for instance, the very top one there, that's a vacant building. If they use that and put, it's big enough for several employees, 30 or 40 employees maybe. If they use it for that, we're gonna have to take another look at that, and maybe raise it again. But as such, it's vacant, okay? The same thing with the next one down, that's also on the West Service Road. It's pretty much an unoccupied building, Brian. Remember, it was 4, we reduced it down to 2.5. And, you know, he was somewhat agreeable with that, he, you know, didn't have no real objections. Okay, and all those in, that are highlighted. You do need to be aware of the one for the golf course, which should be on the 3rd page. You see the one from, let me see, 2, 4, 6, 7th from the bottom on the 3rd page, 7th one from the bottom, there's a mark right beside it, Jason. That is the golf course that the town owns. The portion of the golf course that the town owns. Since we own it, we pay the bill, but they reimburse us for their EPUs on that, and that's how that one came about. And then, the 9 holes that they own close to the, are you aware that, 2 different sections there? The 9 holes that the golf course owns, close to those of Rouse's Point, water is not available to them yet, but it is in the water district. So we agreed to put him as 1/10 of an EDU, and he agreed to that, the manager. We've done that to, I can think of 3 other places on lots that are not big enough to build on. You know, or one was a landlocked lot, I believe, okay? And it was not big enough to build on. So we had to put something on it, and that's what we agreed to on that. That's how that came about. But anyways, if there's any question on those highlighted, please. And the first payment was made, sent in overnight express, that was due tomorrow.
so that's the second of the 30 payments we have to make.
Yes.
So we have 28 more to go.
Only 28 to go.
Zero.
Okay. So if it's the will of the board, I would like a motion to approve these changes as presented. Am I correct, Brian?
Yes. And
Any other questions or concerns?
we would like to keep this up to date monthly. Basically, you know, I mean,
Well, if somebody,
maybe perhaps,
if somebody moves in or builds, we need to address it soon. We can't wait a year to do that.
right, but does anybody have a problem with us if something changes and there's an
No,
increase?
should be
to-
updated quicker the better.
Yeah, so I mean, as soon as we become aware.
I think it's a rolling type of account. It has to be visited, you know, as things occur. It's not something that you revisit, you know, in a specific month during the year. I think
Yep.
it's,
On the first page, there are several blanks, also USA owner, that's anticipated hookups. They're all bordered. First page.
That's GSA, that's the customs.
Right. So we're in process of trying to
You see the total of those? It's 60. You see that going to 70? You see that?
All right, so it's all totaled together.
it is.
Yes.
Correct.
Gotcha.
They're our biggest customer,
Yes, they are.
okay? Very much needed. If everybody's had time to review them, I'd like a motion to approve as presented. And either Brian or myself will get with Julie
I have a
before the next
question.
bills go out.
Miramar, that whole complex
Okay.
is a .5.
No.
What's the tax ID number?
What's the first column, clerk? What is the
First
tax
column,
ID?
18-1-44.
Now, there's more than one parcel there, there's a vacant parcel there.
Oh,
You're on the second page?
I'm on the second page.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, that's, it's right above the
Okay,
heading
yeah.
line.
That's a vacant parcel.
Correct.
They have three parcels?
Two
Two.
vacant.
Two?
Yeah.
Where's the,
Well, there might be- we're only aware of two, there might be three.
oh, okay,
If there is, well, we'll add it.
Well, they get
Oh,
three bills, they get three water bills.
Yeah, but it may be the mall
Three.
itself.
18, point hyphen 1 hyphen 53 also is a second, that's a vacant commercial.
Right.
That's at a half. And there is one more. I don't remember off the top of my head what the.
I thought there was three.
I think it's under the IDA, I'm not 100% sure, but
Yeah, it looks to be two listed under IDA, Miramar Drive, and one listed as Miramar, but on the Dubois Road.
Yeah, they own from one street right over to the next. Big meadow there. Anyway, for a little history, Brian and I talked to the person in charge there now. I think I mentioned this at our last board meeting. They did not pay the bill on time. The check was sent back and it was re-levied. And the person called me and wanted to get credit for the late charge. And I mentioned that at the last board meeting and that was not agreed to. She has called back since, but I have not responded. I don't know what to tell that woman. I've told her more than once. Okay?
yeah.
I don't know how we can justify. Okay?
Yeah, especially since you told her that to pay
Well, you were,
based on her bill, and then we would deal with the future.
you were with
You know,
me.
what her
on-
future billing would be, we could reduce it in the
We have
future. But
Yeah,
once you've
she
got the
agreed to
bill,
that.
and it's put on your taxes, it goes to the county, we can't take it back.
Right.
And that's what.
You were with
that's-
me on that
Yeah,
conversation, the
and
first
Larry
conversation.
explained to her that it's gone to the county for taxes, we can't take it back, you have to pay that. And she misunderstood, I think, and, so, this is after, this is for the future, not for
I
her past bill. Her past bill,
did
she
tell her
she
last
had to
month.
pay, and she will pay it, I
I
mean,
did tell her that last month that I would take it to the full board. I would not do away with a penalty without the board's permission, let's put it that way, okay?
but, I don't
Keep myself in trouble, or keep myself out of trouble, okay? That's only strictly for information in case you hear anything on that, okay? So we need to vote on this, Julie? We haven't yet, have we?
No.
Is there any other questions?
And the only other thing, if people catch something that we've missed, I mean, a parcel, a
It's not
homeowner
listed,
business,
is
it's
it?
not listed, I mean,
Right.
my gosh. You know, it's so easy to miss
Of course.
somebody.
And what do you compare this against in terms of knowing what the parcels are? Is it there's another record that you compare it against, or?
You look it up, we talked to Tim Serpinski, and he would look up and see if it's in the water district.
Got
He's got the map,
Right.
and he's very good.
This is an ongoing process forever,
Hmm.
Yeah.
as far as updating the list,
Right.
okay?
Yes,
It should totally be reviewed at least once a year.
well,
As things come up, we need to address them.
right, especially since it would be, normally it would be an increase
Right.
in revenue for us. And,
Or if a building was torn down, destroyed somehow,
Yeah,
and it was a different
vacant
use.
lot,
Different use, we'd have to take a look at that also, okay? So there's many scenarios that could happen, probably will happen, that we'll have to take a look at. But in the name of fairness, I think we've done well here, recommend these.
and we'll keep trying, you know, there still may be things that people question that, you know, we'll have to look at, but
Okay.
this is as good as we can get at this point,
And
the
if there's
accuracy.
other
wise.
concerns, we'll take a look at them at the time.
Right.
Okay?
And we've made the adjustments based upon those people that have approached you.
What being able to justify what we're doing.
Correct.
So I believe I have a motion, don't you? No motion yet.
No motion.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion, we adopt the proposed EDU list
Changes
changes.
as
Yeah,
presented.
as presented.
Okay. Do I have a second for that? I need a second.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. Any questions or concerns that we should air out? I believe we'll have a roll call vote. These are important to the people, the homeowners,
Mhm.
okay? Or landowners, I should say, they're not necessarily homeowners. Rick,
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
Clark,
Aye.
Jason?
Aye.
Aye for myself, thank you. That's all I have on that. Superintendent's highway report, Alan's not here tonight, but we did get our new pickup today. Alan's new pickup. That'll be on payment for next month. Have little or no complaints this year at all on the highway so far. We haven't had no major storms, we've had a lot of little ones. Things can happen any day at any moment. Julie, what do you have for us for,
The town needs to appoint Janice Letourneau as marriage officer.
okay? I would-
I make a motion that we appoint Janice Letourneau as the marriage
Officer.
officer.
Second.
Uh,
I just don't think it anymore.
Any ex-judge can do that, I understand.
Sorry?
Can you still marry people?
Yes, I have done that, three times since
Have they forgiven you?
well, I don't know if they've forgiven me, but I can't sit here and tell you that every one of my efforts was at the end successful.
Okay. A for effort
What
for
are you gonna
trying.
do?
Okay.
Probably shouldn't be talking about that.
That's okay. Need a motion? Oh, we got a
I got
motion.
a motion and a second.
And you got a second? You need one.
Clark second.
Oh, Clark, second, okay. All those in favor of appointing Janice Letourneau as marriage officer?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried, thank you.
Now the board has to approve Carl Schenk as chairperson of the planning board and Bob Wesselbaum as vice chairperson.
Okay, they're the two that have been serving so faithfully for many, many years. Okay. Could I have that motion?
I'll make a motion, keep those people as the,
Carl and Robert Wolstenholme.
as chair and vice chair.
Okay,
I second that.
thank you. Any questions? Do you know either one of them?
Yes,
Good faithful board members, let's put it that way, okay? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried?
Then the town has to approve the water report that was on your desk.
It's on the table tonight as we came
I
in.
can mail out water bills tomorrow.
This is titled reading detail.
Yes,
This is the actual water usage.
last quarter.
Okay.
Does it give the total usage? How much is it, Brad, do you know?
Three
At the bottom,
million, yeah, 3,548,000.
Is that up a little?
Yeah.
That's up a little, right?
That's up almost 500,000,
Yeah. Okay, good sign.
which is amazing to me because it's October, November, and
Correct.
December.
Yeah, there's no pools and there's no lawns.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
Okay.
We do have 5 new customers too.
Correct,
yeah.
but that still doesn't
Yeah.
explain
No.
that.
500,000 gallons, that's,
Well, I
Okay.
keep telling you, you need to go out and visit people who live in the water district and flush the toilet and
Well,
have more kids.
I heard about a guy in the village, the toilet just ran and ran and ran, and he,
yes, don't let that toilet run.
it won't no more, though, will it?
No.
Anyways, we need to approve the water bills.
I make a motion that
Thank
we
you.
approve quarter four's water bills.
I will be studying these. I have a second to that.
Second.
Thank you. Any question on the water bills? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. What else you got, Julie? You got any bills for renting car and that group? Nothing?
No, I have nothing. There's one bill to be added when you get ready to approve the bills.
Okay. We need to approve Of course, other bills have been, we need to approve the monthly bills, okay?
We have one, Tom Goslow work shoes reimbursement for $150.
Just review these quickly if you would. The very top one, that is something that we need, been approved by the state for us to pay and get reimbursed from the water project. Okay,
You lost me
pardon?
On the top of this
The
one?
one in your left hand,
here. Top of this one.
Yep.
very top
For
one.
C Border Industrial Park for
Right.
$4,557.39.
We
Okay.
pay that bill, we can get reimbursed through the water project, okay?
Now, that's only one of two, correct? That is under the water account for this month?
We approved one last month, and that was paid out.
Actually, there's a third one.
Where are you,
Under SW7, three-quarters of the way down on the front page. Phone bill and device.
where are you?
Three-quarters of the way down,
Yeah,
and I'm looking at the Verizon Wireless,
yes,
and there's an SW7 water in the amount of $40.01, which I'm trying to wrap my head around here.
we do have a phone, is that what that
Is
is?
that in the
Brad?
water?
Like, yeah.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, like John Cooper or, 'cause I think
No, there's a
John,
phone over in,
oh,
on the Ridge Road pumping station,
mm-hmm,
I believe there's a phone.
So that's what that's
so
for.
it sends, yeah,
That
so it
makes sense.
sends the,
Okay,
There's a phone?
yes,
I
to
wasn't
alert
aware of
us.
that, that's
The
why I
phone
asked.
can alert us if there's a problem, believe it or not, am I correct?
Actually, I found out the other day, going into the hallway where the judge's offices are, there's a red light bulb up there,
Mhm.
Right?
and if that red light bulb is flashing, it means there's a problem with the sewer station.
Here,
No, there. It's a-
up on, what, Dubois Road?
Yes.
I did not know that, I
I
know
didn't
there's
know
one
that.
over here for this system.
Yeah, that's for here, not
I
for,
was talking to Mickey, maybe he, maybe he and I misunderstood, but,
that light, when that flashes, we have a problem here in the building.
okay, so is that,
Yes.
everybody's aware of, all right, now we've got it settled. If you do see that red light bulb flashing, because that was the first time I saw that flashing,
Yes.
and it's like,
It's usually because the pump's not working out there.
yeah, so we,
But the one on the Ridge Road, I believe has a phone in there to alert if there's a problem at that station.
because it pumps the water,
Okay,
which,
okay.
And the only other question I have is, the Clark's Truck Center is for monthly repair bills for machinery. Is that pretty much a standard as far as what we pay about per month? for-
No,
Okay, do you have an idea in terms of what that was for?
no.
And if not, that's okay.
He did tell me, but I remember he had to buy something that was, let's say, out of the ordinary. Okay?
And,
Wait a minute.
yeah,
Well, I don't know if that was tires for one truck. I really forget to tell you the truth, I really,
Okay,
I
sorry.
can't
when
answer
we
that.
see, when we see Alan, can I ask him?
Yes. Okay, that's not a problem. Any other questions? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
I need a motion.
Do I need a
I'll
motion?
make a motion that we approve the monthly bills as presented.
I second that.
Thank you. If there's no questions, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried, thank you. Nothing else, Julie?
I don't have anything else.
Does any other board member have anything else?
What, I'm confused, what is this for? This is for-
That is the monthly ones that we approve that has to be paid during the month between meetings, that second sheet.
okay.
That's, like the withholdings that we take out of people's checks, we gotta turn it in to the proper authority, like deferred comp, credit union, things that's taken out of people's checks. It goes directly to insurance, health insurances.
I was curious about the one that says fines and forfeited bails,
Where are you?
second from the bottom.
Yes.
18,704, so that must be our court? I don't know.
Yeah, that is.
That's what I was saying.
That's court.
Yes. We do have an active court.
So that's
Okay.
money that they take it in? No.
Money's taken in, we don't keep it all, some goes.
Right, some of it goes to the state.
Most of it goes to
Just
the
about
state.
what,
Right, no, and state a lot.
Okay. Does anybody else have anything else to bring before the board? If not,
I'll move that we adjourn.
thank you,
I'll second that.
thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You opposed, I want to line. Very short, very unusual.
Okay, let me,
But then again,
Probably can talk.